Stay tuned for the following special presentation from 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, is proud to bring you the Arvest Bank Game of the Week football pregame show online at KOFO.com. At Arvest Bank, it's goodbye limits, hello possibilities. Our featured game of the week tonight finds the Wellsville Eagles hosting the Bishop Ward Cyclones. Here to preview tonight's game is KOFO's Blake Griffin.
Hello and welcome to KOFO, the game of the week. Back in Wellsville, Kansas, the campus of Wellsville High School for some Eagles football. The Wellsville High School Eagles taking on the Bishop Ward Cyclones as they look to continue their perfect season so far. 4-0 on the year are the Eagles, coming off of another big win last week. The wins coming free and easy for the Eagles, scoring 35-plus points in every game and allowing just 24 in total, as they have rolled over opponents time and again, including last week against Osawatomie, 56-6. The win in that game. On the other hand, the Bishop Ward Cyclones come in with a record of 1-3, having won their last game against Turner, but a couple of tough losses to start the year. It looks like an offense that can put up some points, but defense for the Cyclones that has been beaten a couple of times. We see 42s twice given up by the defense. So we'll see if Bishop Ward can tighten things up against the Eagles today, or if it's just more of the same from this Wellsville offense. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll kind of tell you the last time these two matched up was just last year ago. We'll give you the stats on those. You're listening to the Arvest Bank pregame show. Wellsville High School, Wellsville Eagles for the KOFO Game of the Week here on KOFO.
Looking for a better rate of return on your savings? Arvest Bank is ready to help with great rates on certificates of deposit. You can earn 4.91% APY on a 7-month CD or 5.15% APY on a 14-month CD with a minimum deposit of just $1,000. And it's easy to get started. Stop by any one of Arvest's over 200 branch locations to open your account. Other rates and terms are available. Arvest Bank, member FDIC. What would you do if KOFO and Kansas State Bank handed you $1,000 in cash? Think quick, because Count the Cash is back at Kansas State Bank. Visit their main bank at 236 North Main during normal lobby hours and guess how much money is in the KOFO Cash Cube. If your guess is the closest when KOFO reveals the amount, you win $1,000. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to win. Only one entry per person per sponsor location. See complete rules at KOFO.com. Count the cash at Kansas State Bank and
back
win.
Back here in Wellsville, as the Eagles take the field to face off against the Cyclones of Bishop Ward. They were in the Reds today. Red unis with the white numbers on the back. And the blue pants out there looking a little bit like KU football, who was having themselves a good year up in the great city of Lawrence. We're here in Wellsville tonight for some KOFO Game of the Week action. Week number 5 of the KOFO Game of the Week. We were back here in Wellsville after a couple of weeks hiatus, going to trips around the county. We went out to West Franklin twice, went out to Central Heights. The home team has only lost once here on the KOFO Game of the Week. It's something to note. We won't attribute that to West Franklin. They did have their quarterback injured in that matchup, so we won't hold that against them any bits. Looking at the last game for the Eagles, mentioned a 56-6 victory over Osawatomie just 1 week ago. A game where they scored all 56 points in the first half and then presumably took out their starters. Willie Dorsey, 10 for 10, a perfect 10 for 10 with 214 yards in the air and 5 touchdowns. A team that can run the football as well. Jace Troutman, 54 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns in the last one. It's a very well-distributed offense, with Willie Dorsey having a great season in his senior year, looking to add on to what was a great season last year, just shy of 2,000 yards in the air. He leads the Eagles in passing yards, 985 today. We might see that eclipse the 1,000 mark today for Dorsey here in game number 5, and then Landon Geist leading the, or pardon me, Jace Troutman leading the way for the Eagles on the ground. 24 carries for 218 yards and 4 touchdowns, with Peyton Otwell just right behind him at 126 yards on 2 touchdowns. The captains meeting out there at midfield. We'll see who wins the toss here in just a second. Bishop Ward out in the road whites. Got both the captains out there. Black numbers on the front and back with the white helmets. We'll see who wins the toss. They're moving everybody into position. So the Eagles win the toss. They'll defer to the second half. They'll kick it off to Bishop Ward, who will receive in just about a minute till kickoff. We'll send it right back to the station. You've been listening to the Arvest Bank pregame show. Wellsville High School Eagles versus the Bishop Ward Cyclones. When we return, you'll be listening to the Arvest Bank pregame show. KOFO Game of the Week here on KOFO.
Looking for a better rate of return on your savings? Arvest Bank is ready to help with great rates on certificates of deposit. You can earn 4.91% APY on a 7-month CD or 5.15% APY on a 14-month CD with a minimum deposit of just $1,000. And it's easy to get started. Stop by any one of Arvest's over 200 branch locations to open your account. Other rates and terms are available. Arvest Bank, member FDIC. You're invited to the 17th annual Old Mary's Chili Cook-Off tomorrow, presented by KOFO and Peckham's Pumpkin Patch. With Gardner Disposal, Bones Rock Yard, Advent Health, Beanie's Body Shop, and Quality Structures Incorporated. Proceeds benefit the Franklin County Cancer Foundation. There'll be fun activities for the entire family starting at 10 in the morning. Ride the hay wagon to the pumpkin patch and test your sense of direction in the hay maze. Kids can conquer the climbing hill or try their luck at the Klinko game and the new Pumpkin Ninja course. And don't forget the chili. Your $10 admission lets you vote for your favorite chili and enjoy all the activities. Kids 4 and under get in free. Results will be announced at 2:30, but the fun lasts all day. 2710 Vermont Road. Purchase tickets online at pleasantridge.com for the Old Mary's Chili Cook-Off, brought to you by Peckham's Pumpkin Patch and KOFO.
Back here in Wellsville, Kansas for the start of this matchup between the Eagles of Wellsville and the Cyclones of Bishop Ward. We're ready to go. The place is rocking here in Wellsville. Matt Newhouse back to kick for the Eagles. His left foot will send it downfield. It will roll just shy of the end zone and into the end zone for a touchback. And we'll have possession starts at the 20-yard line. So Bishop Ward with the ball to start all of this season. Looked at their stat leaders. Going to be led by, pardon me, Aiden Millerin. As they come out with one back in the backfield. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ball in the middle of the field. They put 1 in motion. So rush to lead things off. Bouncing around and falling forward just shy of the 25. It'll be Javion Braden who will fall forward. To the 25 they'll give him. So moving down the field first. We'll bring it 2nd and 5 from the 25. 11:30 remaining here in half or quarter number 1. Two teams that have faced off the last couple of years as the Eagles have moved up to 3A football. They're going to pitch this one out to the right side, slipping in the grass and falling on his backside. Looks like they say gain of nothing. Like Javion Braden again. Able to find the number. 3rd and 5. Mentioned this Eagles defense has been up to the task throughout the entirety of this season. They have been Well, about as good as you can get with how good the offense has been. 12 points allowed against Anderson County as we get back in the backfield. So we take the handoff. Davion Braden fighting for the first down yardage. This official might give it to him. Looks like he is going to give it to him. It's shaded on the first down marker's side of the 30, the marker to the 31. So a rush of 6 for Javion Braden. Move things to the 31, and our ground game picking up the slack here to start. Only one game worth of stats for Bishop Ward on their their max preps as we get a flag coming out. Offsides on the Eagles. We're into 1st and 5. Ball to 36. 1st and 5. They drop back to pass. Receiver on the near side. It's broken up. Ezekiel Hernandez, the intended receiver, and Calvin Dwyer there to break it up. Second and 5 from the 36. 10-11 to play here in quarter number 1. It puts back to the either side of Millerin, who wants to go deep once again. That's Javion Braden out there on the route. It will fly over top of him and out of bounds for an incompletion and bring up a 3rd down for the Cyclones. So KOFO featuring 2 Cyclones this evening with the Ottawa High School Cyclones on the road against Spring Hill. Luke Queen has that game for you on 1220, 103.7 FM and on KOFO.com. We're here on the KOFO Facebook page and here on YouTube as it is Millerin back to pass, and we will have a whistle. That's going to move him back. That was a offensive lineman jumping the gun a bit. Ball start will bring it back to the 31. So a 3rd and manageable is brought down to a 3rd and 10, 3rd and long for the Cyclones. Twin receivers either side, one in the backfield for Millerin. He drops back to pass. Screaming rush in his face causes him to sky that one out of bounds. 4th down for the Cyclones, and they're going to punt. We'll bring out the punt team. The puncher's gone back just yet. We'll not get ahead of ourselves here. Dropping back 2 punts will be Ezekiel Hernandez, the senior, 5'10 senior from the Cyclones team. He gets the snap cleanly and a very high punt around midfield. Well, take a Cyclones roll to about the 49, does not cross midfield. So taking over will be the Eagles at the Bishop Ward 49. Mentioned this Wellsville team has been a high octane offense. They've scored 35 or more every game on the year. Willie Dorsey will be back to pass. He's just shy of 1,000 yards on the year. One back in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the near side. Dorsey will flip the handoff out wide. A block or 2 as Jace Troutman will fall forward to about the 40 on the rush. Sinking down in 3 for this Eagles team. Rush of 4 for the senior back, Dorsey in the backfield, one receiver near side, through to the far side, hard count. They get all of them to jump offside. And it will be an offsides on the Cyclones, which will move the Eagles across the first down marker. So already some work going on for the Eagles as they move deep into Cyclones territory at the 35. Dorsey will hand it off. Troutman trying to get out of the backfield. Ball pops loose. Jumping on top of it. Looked like a Cyclone. And will be a turnover. So Troutman fumbles. They'll bring back to the 44-yard line. So flip the possession right back to Bishop Ward as it goes back and forth. New life for the Cyclones. As the Eagles not willing to throw the ball just yet. Hand it off twice. And it pops out. One back in the backfield. Miller in, drops back to pass. Has to get it out quickly. It does get caught falling forward for a couple of extra yards. Is Cameron Yarborough. Yarborough falls forward to just shy of the 50. They'll mark it at the 50. First pass completion for Millerin. One back to his right, one in the backfield. They'll move one to his left. No receivers. Hand off up the middle. Met at the line staunchly. The Eagles will wrestle him down. Javion Braden trying to fall forward for an extra couple of yards. Was not able to find it. So still at the 50. They move it maybe an inch or two across the 50. But still the 50 is where the nose is set for a 3rd down and 4. Two in the backfields. One receiver and a jumping Cyclones offensive line. It will be a false start once again. Penalties continue to plague this team as they move back to the 45. That happened the last drive. They had 3rd and 5 after an offside call for the Eagles. The false start moved them right back to 3rd and 10. They're at 3rd and 9. Twin receivers out to the right. Miller looking right. Fires out into the flats. It's caught. Yarborough gets first down yardage, falls out of bounds at about the 41. $16-yard pass play. We'll move the Cyclones into Eagles territory. 7:26 remaining here in the first quarter. You're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week. Cyclones versus Eagles. They put one in motion. He'll drop into the backfield. It's a pitch play. Jukes pass. One gets out of the backfield, fallen after a great tackle in the open field. Javion Braden down to the 36. Pardon me, they'll mark it to the 37. So rush of 5. Second and 6. Twin receivers actually trips down to the right-hand side. Miller, an empty backfield, wants the far sideline, and he won't get it. Pass is incomplete. No chance for the receiver whatsoever. Miller has had some receivers out to either sideline, but has just been unable to find the hands of any of them. He has sailed it high on numerous occasions. So look at the stats here. on incompletions. 2 of 6 so far for Millerin. One of the backfields. He'll drive back. Wanted to pass. He's flush to the pocket. Rolls to his right. Couple of Eagles chase them down. Jump throw into nobody. Incomplete. Another 4th down issued by this Eagles defense. 2 for 7 now for Millerin as he heads back to his sideline. Ball the 37. Second punts coming for Bishop Ward. 6:26 remaining in quarter number 1. Ezekiel Hernandez back to kick. Desmond Winton back to receive. Love this jersey combo for the Eagles. Love the red tops, the blue helmets, and the blue pants. Mentioned looks very Jayhawk-esque. Jayhawks and Eagles not too far from the same tree as Hernandez's kick is rolling to the 25. It stopped just short at the 24. We'll mark it 23. I think could have had an extra yard, but what's a yard anyway? 6:25 as the Eagles offense will head back out on the field. 6:15 as they head back out onto the fields. One on the backfield with Dorsey out there. To his left is Troutman. 2 receivers either side. They put Winton in motion. To jet sweep. Goes to Winton, who is coughing up the football again. He got hit, spun around. He'll fall on top of it. So a fumble recovery as it moves up to the 25. So credit them with a rush of 2, but a very shaky rush of 2 at that. Up to the 25. 3 receivers near side of the ball on the far hash. Dorsey with Troutman. 1 receiver to the far side. Dorsey wanted it to fly over the middle, and it's going to miss everybody. Rush down to the pocket is actually, pardon me. Yes, it is Dorsey. I thought I read number 5 on the jersey. I was confused because Dwyer's out there running routes. It is the number 9, so it is Dorsey. His first incompletion in 2 weeks. Went 10 for 10, a perfect 10 for 10 for 200-plus yards last week. They'll bring everybody in for a 3rd down and 8. Put 1 in motion. Dorsey in the backfield, 1 to his right. Rolls to his right. Wants it over the middle. It's caught. Desmond Winton falling forward to the 42. That's going to be 1st down yardage for the Eagles. Deshaun Holiday, number 12 on the tackle. Pardon me, 37. Up to the 37. Dorsey extending the play on that one, waiting for the play to develop as Winston had to get to his spots. Dorsey will hand off up the middle. Beautiful gap as he busts through into the secondary. Peyton Otwell call his name for the first time. Rush up to the 49. Another 1st down for Wellsville as they move it. Once again, they move the chains. 4:40 remaining here in the first. Neither team has found the end zone just yet. 0-0 our score. Eagles moving on this possession, on this drive. Twin receiver either side. 1 in the backfield of Dorsey's left. 4:25 remaining. They get it off just before the play clock expires. Over the middle, caught. Dwyer across the 40 and into the 35. There's a flag on the play. We'll see what it's for. All right, to Calvin Dwyer on the slant. Dorsey got out of his hands quickly. Eagles players seeming to think it's on Bishop Ward. We'll see what the head call is from the official. Holding on the defense. They're going to decline it and take the gain anyway. Up to the Bishop Ward 36. They move into Cyclone territory. Dorsey, who has been all over this so far. 27 yards, 2 of 3 on this drive. 2 of 2 on this drive. There's the one incompletion on the last one. 2 receivers near side, one in the backfields. Dorsey flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right. Has a couple of receivers downfield. He's heaving it towards the end zone. Receiver in the end zone, spins around. It's caught. Touchdown, Wellsville. My goodness. Dorsey extending the play. Looks like Brody Lee in the end zone for the touchdown pass. Wow.
That's on the one after. At the hole of Michael Hall.
Yeah, get a flag on the play here. So we'll go on the Cyclones. A little bit closer here. Trying to figure out what's going on. They're going to bring the offense out. Dorsey goes under center. Rushing it in, diving forward on the QB sneak. We'll see if he's in. I haven't seen the official call it just yet. And it looks like it's no good. So it goes for Knots. That's the 2-point conversion. We're going to see a kickoff here. We'll send it right back to the station. You're listening to Wellsville, the Wellsville Eagles here on the KOFO Game of the Week on KOFO.
In addition to auto repairs and maintenance, Midwest Auto Center in Wellsville offers a wide variety of new tires in a full range of sizes and brands. And they offer computer balancing, tire rotation, and flat repairs. Schedule an appointment online at midwest-autocenter.com or visit Midwest Auto Center on Facebook.
We have everything you need to keep your car running smoothly at Wellsville Tire and Auto. That way you can focus on cheering for the Eagles. Stop by 620 Main Street in Wellsville and we'll take care of the rest. Let's go Eagles!
Back here in Wellsville is Matt Newhouse back to kick things off. We'll see what the Cyclones have in store for their return. 3:55 remaining here in the first quarter, 6-0 after the failed 2-point conversion. The ball is sent down towards the end zone. It'll bounce out of bounds back behind. So a touchback, move things to the 20 for Bishop Ward, who will take over on their third drive of the ball game. First one, just 5 plays, 6 yards. Second one, 6 plays, 19 yards. Both of them ending via the punt. They take over on their own 20. Aiden Millerin, 2 of 7, 20 yards so far. They'll hand it off. It's off of one lineman, falling forward for the extra one. Braden once again. 11. Braden for the last couple of drives. They really relied on him to get those yards. It's been a couple of penalties that have really kind of plagued this Cyclones team. Every time they seem like they've got third down and manageable, third down and shorts. They've had a full start penalty from the offensive line. Two in the backfields. Twin receivers to the near side. All in the middle of the field. 3:14 remaining. Miller going to step back to pass. Wants it down to the flats. It's caught. DB was there. That was Dwyer, the DB who was there. Ezekiel Hernandez took it almost right back out of his hands. A catch that results in about 8 yards, another first down for the Cyclones. When Millerin's been on, he's been able to find the passes. This Cyclones team has looked really good offensively. Millerin, who has been shaky on the accuracies, they hand it off to Braden. Braden bounces it out to the near sideline, is taken down, cut down from under him at the 40. Dwyer with a great open field tackle that really saved them from a bigger gain. Looked like Javion Braden was ready to bounce that thing and take it all the way to the house. And move them short of the sticks. 2nd and 1 of the 40. 6-0, 2:08 remaining in quarter number 1. 3 in the backfield. They hand it off. Actually, fake handoff. They go past Miller and gets it off to Yarborough, who falls forward. We'll see where they spot him. It's first down yardage anyway. But a beautiful play fake from Millerin. Drew in the linebackers, and Yarborough had tons of space to make the catch. To the 46, they move, trying to find their way into Eagles territory. Play action once again. Pass taken in the backfields and hit for a loss. Jace Troutman is there to receive negative yardage. They go loss of 5. Down to, we'll say the 40. As they mark it at about the 40.5. So 2nd and 15. 1:10 remaining in the first quarter. 6-0 Wellsville on top. Cyclones looking to get them back on this drive. They hand it off to Braden, who gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe +1, up to the 46. We'll see if they get one more playoff before the end of this quarter. 45 seconds left. 25 on the play clock. It ticks down. 6-0 Wellsville on top. We welcome you into Wellsville High School. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much for joining. Eagles with a beautiful touchdown pass. Dorsey to Brody Lee. Just one drive ago, one possession ago. As it Bishop Ward trips out to the far side for the play clock. Millerin drops back to pass. Has some time. Wants the receiver deep. It's intercepted. Coming down to the 40, is taken down at the 40. Brody Lee gets it done both ends. Catches a touchdown. And then returns it all the way to the 40. Interception on the defensive ends. Very good with his hands, it seems. So the Wellsville took over at their own 46. Up to the 40. Dorsey drops back to pass, wants it over the middle. Winton falling backward. That's incomplete. 6 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see what Wellsville has up their sleeve. Taking their time to get the play call. Dorsey putting receivers either side, one on the backfield. 6 seconds left in the quarter. Takes the snap, drops back, wants it on the far sideline. Was that Winston? It was wide open down the far sideline. Couldn't get it in his hands. It hits the turf. An interception, or pardon me, incompletion. That'll end things here in the first quarter. We'll take a break. 6-0 Wellsville on top. The high-octane offense has been held at bay. A couple of turnovers from either side. You're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week here on KOFO.
Wellsville High School staff and faculty, along with the administration of USD 289, are proud of their student athletes, not only for their accomplishments as they compete as Eagles, but in how they conduct themselves in the classroom and community. Good luck to the Eagles this season.
Since 1899, Gobbert State Service Bank has worked side by side with friends and neighbors to help shape the future of our community. The Gobbert State Service Bank offers a full range of banking services for every need. The Gobbert State Service Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
There's something for everyone at Primetime Grill. Burgers, salads, sandwiches, entrees, all the best tasting and delicious Kansas cuisine. Enjoy the full-service bar, exceptional service, one-of-a-kind atmosphere with so many screens you'll know why they say, when it's game time, it's Primetime. Primetime Grill in South Ottawa, open 7 days a week. Why pay dealer prices to get your car serviced? The ASE-certified technicians at Midwest Auto Center in Wellsville offer the same great service, and any applicable factory warranty remains in effect. Schedule an appointment online at midwest-autocenter.com or visit Midwest Auto Center on Facebook.
Back here in Wellsville, Kansas, on the campus of Wellsville High School, the Eagles of Wellsville playing host the Cyclones of Bishop Ward. They're ahead 6-0 and driving. They're on their third drive of the game. It's been up and down for the Eagles so far. As we start the second quarter, started with a 2-play, 4-yard drive that ended in a fumble, and a 6-play, 76-yard drive that ended in the touchdown via the arm of Willie Dorsey and the hands of Brody Lee. Brody Lee, who just picked off Miller in on the other ends to give the Eagles the possession on this drive. 3rd down and 10 as we start the second quarter. Single receiver either side, one in the backfield with Dorsey. Takes the snap, drops back, looks to his left, firing out towards the far near sideline. It's caught. Falling out of bounds, they will say it is caught. So they hook up Brody Lee once again, falling out to the 47 of the Cyclones. 46 as they move it across midfield. Dorsey, who had a couple of incompletions to start that second drive rather, has calmed things down. They'll go trips out to the far side. They get Ward to jump offside, and there we go. Flag comes out. So penalties galore for Bishop Ward. 2 that have really pains the Cyclones team. On the offensive side, Dorsey in the backfield. They keep the same formation. Quick pass out to the far side, taken down in a heap. Not sure who was the recipient. Looked like Kenyon Gillens. Up to the 38s after the 3-yard pass reception. Taking some time to get their play call as the play clock ticks down. 2nd and 2. 10 on the play clock. 11:14 remaining. And quarter number 2 as we've just gotten started. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. 1 on the backfield of Dorsey's left. We get the snap off with 11 minutes. Hand the ball off. That's Peyton Otwell. Breaks through one tackle up into the secondary. Taken down to the 25. Peyton Otwell with a burst of speed, gets himself another big chunk yardage run all the way up to a 25. They put two backs in the backfield this time, single receiver either side. Dorsey will hand the ball off. Winton trying to get up to the line of scrimmage, fighting for some more yardage, and they'll call the play dead after forward progress. Whole gang of Cyclone jerseys. A spot at the 23, gain of 2 for Desmond Winton. Has some rushing yards in the air. More known for his hands. They like to use them a lot in the jet sweep. Saw that a little bit earlier. He fumbled, but was able to recover. 3 receivers out to the far side. Otwell in the backfields with Dorsey. Dorsey rolling to his right. Otwell trying to get a tackle off in front of him, or a block off in front of him. Dorsey gets it off to a kneeling receiver, Calvin Dwyer. Moving up towards the first down marker. Ball spotted at the 18. Third down and 3 or 4. However you see wherever the ball lays, it's at the 19 and a half. 2 receivers either side. Dorsey with one in the backfield, hands it off, falling forward is Otwell. We'll see where they mark it. He might be close to the first down yardage. They haven't moved the chains yet. So they moved to the 16. Didn't quite get it, did Otwell. It's going to be 4th down. They're going to go for it. 20 on the play clock. They got some time as they hurry to the line. Single receiver either side, one of the backfields. Trying to draw him offside. Down to the jump, just a touch there, but nothing doing. Dorsey, high snap, has to hand it off. Falling short. They didn't get it. So Otwell with the rush of no yards. The Eagles come up empty-handed, 6-0 with 8:34 remaining. Year and a half. Eagles trying to keep hold of their perfect season, 4-0. Went perfect last year in the regular season before falling in the playoffs. Trying to continue what Coach Mike Berg has put in the motion for this Wellsville team. Miller in the backfield, Braden right behind him. 3 trips out to the right. Pass is caught, but rumbling and stumbling is Denaro Jones. See if they give him even a yard. I don't think they will. They keep it at the 16. They have 2nd down and 11. I thought they had it at the 16 to start, but either way. Down under 8 minutes. Miller back to pass. Over the middle. Pass hits the ground as it skips into the hands of Yarborough. So incomplete. On the day so far, Aiden Miller 6 of 23, just 27 yards and that interception at the end of the last drive. Long third down and 11. Showing on the scoreboard from the 16. 7:48 remaining as the Cyclones trail 6-0 to the Eagles of Wellsville. Steps out to the left. On the far side, Miller rolling to his left, has to jump throw and finds nobody. No flags, nothing on the grass, and an incompletion for 4th down. Once again, it looks like they're going to punt are the Cyclones. 7:41. They bring out the punt team once again. Ezekiel Hernandez back to kick. Desmond Winton with the heels at the 46-yard line of Bishop Ward. Back to return. The kick is a good one from Hernandez into Wellsville territory. Winton going to have to field it to try to get positive yardage. Fielded at the 30, up to the 40, spinning. The ball's on the ground. It's on the grass. Bishop Ward saying that they have it.
Covered by number 58. Eagles take over at 1st and 10 for their own 43-yard line.
So back to the 43 goes Wellsville. Winton again, fortunate that it doesn't fall away from him. Second time he's put the ball on the grass. Recovered both times have the Eagles. 25 on the play clock. 7:25 remaining. Trips out to the left side. Dorsey drops back to pass. Wants it over the middle. It's caught at the 35. Kenyon Gillens gain of about 2. Moves slowly up the field. We have not quite seen the Eagles be able to get that big yardage play. The only one we've seen is a touchdown, where Dorsey's going to do a lot of time management and fancy footwork before he released it to Brody Lee, who was in some coverage in the end zone. Who made the catch. Trips down to the right side. Dorsey wants it to the left, has it caught, spinning, and with a lot of space, Brody Lee shakes off one tackler. He's to the 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone as he falls in. Brody Lee's second touchdown of the game. Dorsey to Lee, second touchdown for the Eagles. Brody Lee caught that one to the 40, stuck a foot in the ground, lost his defender, got up into the deep secondary. The safety came to try to tackle. He shook him off, spun, and found his way into the end zone. So Micah Holmes on the hold. Matt Newhouse to kick. Flag on the play once again. It's getting offside. The Cyclones, we saw this happen last time. They brought on the offense, and the offense was unable to put it in. So they'll just move the tee forward a couple yards and take it from the 9. 6:30 remaining as we await the PAT. And again, giving the jump offsides. Oh my goodness, Bishop Ward has been fooled by the hard counts all night long. They're going to bring on the 2 points team once again. Dorsey putting on the helmet. He's going to come back out. Bishop Ward got to stop biting on the hard counts. Have to check. We'll check it like the halftime break. How many offside calls have been issued on this defensive side for the Cyclones? Can't quite go back and tally them up just yet. It's currently 12-0. Eagles trying to make it back to 14. Dorsey and Ottman in the backfields. Over on this near side, Brody Lee, who has been Dorsey's favorite target so far. Put one in motion. Dorsey rolling to his right. Into the end zone. It is incomplete. The 2-point conversion is failed. We'll take a quick break. 12-0 with 6:30 points in this second quarter. You're listening to Wellsville High School football to take on the Bishop Ward Cyclones, a KOFO game of the week here on KOFO.
Learning to work as part of a team is a trait that not only benefits students and athletes now, but can help them as leaders of tomorrow. This is Eric Price, Funeral Director and owner of Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Homes, proud to sponsor this sports broadcast on KOFO. Visit lamb-roberts.com.
Whether you're tackling an opponent on the field or tackling a weekend project at home, injuries happen. When they do, you'll be glad Advent Health Ottawa's emergency department and board-certified staff is there to help get you back in the game. At Advent Health Ottawa, nothing is more important than you. Visit AdventHealthOttawa.com.
This is Walt Dangle of Dangle & Son Mortuary. Our desire is to provide the very best in funeral service. Our commitment has helped us reach that goal. We will always strive to reach higher. This is Dangle & Son Mortuary, setting the standard for funeral service.
In addition to auto repairs and maintenance, Midwest Auto Center in Wellsville offers a wide variety of new tires in a full range of sizes and brands. And they offer computer balancing, tire rotation, and flat repairs. Schedule an appointment online at midwest-autocenter.com or visit Midwest Auto Center on Facebook.
Kickoff is hit to the 40 for Bishop Ward, who tried to find out where exactly they put it down, or pardon me, the 30. That was a squib kick from Matt Newhouse. He tried to kick it down the middle and into the chest of one of the returners. So to that 30 go the Cyclones. They bring two in the backfields. One jumps to the right of Millerin and Braden in the backfields. They hand it off to Braden, who stood up. Negative yardage incoming for the Cyclones as a whole gang of red jerseys circle around him. See how far they bring it back. They just give him a loss of 1. So 2nd and 11 from the 29. Take down to 6 minutes to play in quarter number 2. 12-0 our score. Pair of touchdown passes. Dorsey to Brody Lee. Brody Lee doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the last one as he shook across a couple of defenders. Millerin going to hand it off once again, falling forward. Not sure who it was. It was not Braden. It looks like the number 9, Overton. So Keelan Overton. Give him a gain to 32-yard line. Push the pile just a little bit. 3rd down and 8 at the 32. Lone back in the backfield. Millerin with Braden right behind him. Millerin has to go to quickly screaming off the edge. He gets it off. Dumps it out to his back. Pardon me, to Yarborough, who is pushed out of bounds for first down yardage. Credit to Millerin to stay in on that pass. He had a defensive end screaming off the edge in his face up to the 39-yard line. Pardon me, the 44. First and 10 of the 44, 4:55. The clock stopped. 3 in the backfield, single receiver either side. Millerin wants it to this near side. Lets it fly over the middle. It's into the hands of an Eagle. That's Desmond Winton. One blocker in front of him. 2 men to beat. Jukes to the inside. 5. Touchdown. Pick 6 return. Des Winton puts it in. 18-0 Wellsville. Interception was had at about the 44 for Wellsville. Desmond Winton took it all the way back, had just the quarterback and the running back to beat. He juked inside, made both of them look silly. And into the end zone for a touchdown. 18-0. So maybe we'll finally see a PAT here from Newhouse. Snap is good, kick is up, and it is good. Through the uprights, 19-0. As we'll head to break, 19-0, 4:38 remaining after a pick 6. At Newhouse to kick the kickoff. We return. You're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week here from Wellsville on KOFO.
Looking for a better rate of return on your savings? Arvest Bank is ready to help with great rates on certificates of deposit. You can earn 4.91% APY on a 7-month CD or 5.15% APY on a 14-month CD with a minimum deposit of just $1,000. And it's easy to get started. Stop by any one of Arvest's over 200 branch locations to open your account. Other rates and terms are available. Arvest Bank, member FDIC.
Since 1899, Gobbert State Service Bank has worked side by side with friends and neighbors to help shape the future of our community. The Gobbert State Service Bank offers a full range of banking services for every need. The Gobbert State Service Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Stadium rocking here in Wellsville, 19-0 after a pick six from Desmond Winton. Goes 55 yards as that one squibbed onto the ground. Not sure if Newhouse missed kicked it. Not sure what happened there. The ball goes to the 37, almost to the 40. Or the 38. So they finally spot it. But Newhouse, I'm not sure what was going on in the kick. He's had a couple of great kicks. But his last two have been short. Not sure if they're intentional. As Bishop Ward comes out, empty backfield on the sets. Twin receivers either side. Miller in empty backfield. Looks up to run it. Steps towards the line of scrimmage. Lets it fly over the middle. It's caught to Yarborough. Up to the 44. Gain of 5, second and 5, 4:14 remaining. 19-0. You're just tuning in, welcome. Just missed a pick six from Des Winton. Couple of passing touchdowns, Willie Dorsey to Brody Lee, including a very electric one, the last one that was scored. Miller in, gonna hand it off. Braden trying to cut back in the backfield. He's gonna lose yardage. Back to, they'll mark it the 42. Loss of one. Didn't quite seem like they were signaling the loss of one. But 3rd and 6 for the 42. Clock ticks down. 3:20. Down to the play clock. Trips out to the right. Lone receiver out to the far side. Miller in. Wants to the near side. It's a bubble screen. They get it off. Jukes past one, but is not going to have first down yardage. Gennaro Jones is going to be... It's going to be close. And they're going to move the chains. I wasn't sure you necessarily count it. To the 49 and first down. Still not over midfield just yet. 1st and 10 from the 49. 3 minutes remaining here in the half. Trips left. They flip it out to Braden. Braden spins off one tackler, but is eaten up in the backfield. Loss of yardage again. This Wellsville defensive line has been insane today. Can't tell you how many times they've lost yards. To the 47 on the negative rush. Right to 2nd and 12. So we take down to just around 2:30 remaining here in the half. So on top, 19-0. Bishop Ward will send 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side, ball on the left hash. Miller in, play action, wants it over the middle, flush into the pocket to his right, dances around one defender, he's hit at the 50. Flag comes in. I'm not sure. I'm going to see the flag on. I'd hate to see it be a personal foul here. I don't think that was any unnecessary roughness there. Quarterback made himself a runner. It wasn't even an illegal hit to begin with. Oh, they're going helmet to helmet. Okay. It will be assessed after the rush. So fair enough. We want to keep kids as safe as possible. Diving back to Max Miller into the ball. But diving right on top of it is his offensive lineman. They moved it up to the 35 on the penalty. Number 50, Wyatt Brunkarts onto the tackle. Whistle to be blown and a timeout to be taken by Bishop Ward. So we'll take it with them. A minute and 8 seconds left in this quarter. 19-0. We're right back from Wellsville. You're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week here on KOFO.
Wellsville High School's staff and faculty, along with the administration of USD 289, are proud of their student athletes, not only for their accomplishments as they compete as Eagles, but in how they conduct themselves in the classroom and community. Good luck to the Eagles this season.
We have everything you need to keep your car running smoothly at Wellsville Tire and Auto. That way you can focus on cheering for the Eagles. Stop by 620 Main Street in Wellsville and we'll take care of the rest. Let's go Eagles!
At CarStar Ottawa, we offer comprehensive auto body services from repairing minor dents and dings to restoring your vehicle to pre-accident condition. CarStar Ottawa, 402 North Main Street. Relax, we'll take it from here.
Welcome you back to Wellsville as we await both teams to take the field. Got a couple of halftime scores from around the area. Eudora 7, Lewisburg 7 at half. Prairie View 6, Girard 0. As both teams retaking the fields here. A minute and 8 left, 19-0. The Eagles of Wellsville starting to command a vice grip over this game. A little slow to start. The offense with 2 touchdowns. The defense with 1 on the pick six from Desmond Winston. Minute and 8. Second and 22. Miller in with 3 receivers to his left. Back to pass. Wants it deep. Has a receiver over the top. It will fall incomplete. Flag comes out. To see when it's on, we did see a Wellsville defender hit the ground. Not sure if that was on his own power or what do call pass interference. Oh, maybe holding because it didn't look like they gave him 15. I moved him from the up to the 37, so just a 10-yarder. So we'll think holding on it. Okay, now we're moving up another 5. So my goodness, so it was pass interference. Up to the 32. Miller in, hands it off up the middle. Braden trying to bounce and find some extra yardage. He's unsuccessful. As Braden looks hurt. He's going to hobble his way off the field. 40 seconds left. They're going to have to stop play here. Trainer comes out. Braden, who has so far for Bishop Ward led the Cyclones in rushing with 25 yards. but as an offense, have not really been able to get much going. Aiden Miller in 9 of 18, 51 yards. Javion Braden, 11 rushes, 25 yards. Keelan Overton, 1 rush, 3 yards, and Aiden Miller in 2 rushes for -9. That's including the one where he was sacked in the backfields. Some quarterback rushing yards on the year are a bit all over the place with sacks and negative rushes, especially for a team that could play some triple option or some option here. As Bishop Ward is shown to bring a lot of backs into the backfield. At the 37, 38 seconds left. Not sure if the Cyclones have a kicker in the ranks that they trust enough for this. Steve Miller ain't going to drop back to pass. Wants it over the middle. It's intercepted at the 10-yard line, coming back and brought down at about the 17. It's Kenyon Gillens. Flags on the play as some pushing and shoving. Have to be careful here. Nobody wants to get any suspensions. So multiple flags on the play. They're all after the play, so I'm assuming the interception is going to stand.
Ball at the 18-yard line. Possession, penalty.
They're spotted at the 18. So an offsetting penalty for both teams.
18-yard line.
We'll move it to the 18, where it will likely stay. And indeed it will. So at the 18 with 28 seconds left, you'd think that you just bring the offense out to maybe take a knee here and take it into the halftime. Already have 19-0. Well, not in a kneeling formation. They send three receivers down to the far side. They might try to take this deep. Willie Dorsey gonna drop back to pass. It's caught. They have a couple. They have all three of their timeouts. So it is caught. Brody Lee caught at the 34. $17-yard reception. We'll keep it here. To move it to the 34. Do see a flag on the play. So we'll see what that's all about. Still trying to figure out what the laundry is on the field for. It's not quite laundry day. Normally do laundry on Sundays. 19 seconds left and 19-0 ball game here. Eagles, the holds on the game so far. I think maybe add a couple more. Chains haven't moved yet. Waiting for the chains to move. Finally, they move the chains. Up at just short of the 34. Three receivers out to the far side. Brody Lee again here on the near side. Bowman near hash. Dorsey with one of the backfields. 2 timeouts left for the Eagles. Dorsey dropping back to pass. Wants it for Winston. It's deflected out on the breakup. Was Cameron Yarborough. That's a little something to say for Winston as they walk back to the line of scrimmage. playing any football, you know that the relationship between receiver and defensive back is a special one. One of a lot of competition and smack talk. Wellsville will send twin receivers either side, 13 seconds left. Dorsey with one back to his right in the backfield. I'll hand it off. Finding for a couple of extra yards. As Otwell will fall forward. They're not going to give him a gain of... Oh, Bishop's marking at the 39. Or pardon me, the 34. So a rush of one. And that will end things here in half number one, quarter number 3. We'll take a break. We'll give you some scores from around the area, get you some stats, catch you up on what you might have missed in this first half. Blake Griffin here, KOFO Game of the Week. We're in Wellsville. Wellsville versus Bishop Ward. More halftime action. We return. You're listening to the Game of the Week here on KOFO.
When your vehicle needs repairs and you use aftermarket parts, you get what you pay for. When you use OEM parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer like we use at Beanie's Body Shop and Repair, you're using the parts that match those your vehicles came with. Call 785-242-4082.
Quality Structures is helping you build the rural American dream today. No more some days. Whether you're wanting a garage for your toys, a riding arena for your horses, or storage for your equipment, Quality Structures is there. Visit Quality Structures in Richmond or online at qualitystructures.com. Kansas State Bank supports the hometown team because when you visit Kansas State Bank, you're banking with hometown people you know, with convenient drive-through hours, loan officers with decades of experience, and their new digital banking suite. Find out more at mykansasstatebank.com. Member FDIC.
I'm John Newhouse of Newco Concrete. From our first contact with you to the cleanup when we're done, you'll find our staff and crew to be professional, respectful, and reliable. That's the only way we do business at Newco Concrete.
Visit online at newcoconcrete.com.
Approaching or starting your retirement can be incredibly overwhelming. This is Parker Olmsted with Impact Wealth Planners. Call us to find out more about the Impact Wealth Planners Retirement Checklist at 785-214-6500 or visit impactwealthplanners.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Investment advice offered through V-Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor.
Ottawa Veterinary Hospital has some simple steps you can take to prevent heat illness in your pets. Provide fresh, clean water every day. Offer a shaded area where your pet can get out of the sun. And never, ever leave your pet in a parked car. For more information or to schedule a checkup, call Ottawa Veterinary Hospital at 785-242-3538.
Here in Wellsville, as the Wellsville cheer and dance team out there performing at midfields. We've just started halftime. Welcome in if you're just joining us. If you have been a loyal listener the entire time, you've been blessed with quite a good game that's gone back and forth so far. We've seen passing touchdowns. We've seen interceptions both ways for the Eagles, who've got it on both sides of the field, continue to do so as they look to hunt down that all-important 5th win. 4-0 so far coming into today. Bishop Ward 1-3. Looking to make it back-to-back wins for the Cyclones. They're going to need to pick up the slack in the second half as the Wellsville defense has eaten them for lunch, dinner, everything in between, brunch if you fancy. We'll give you some scores from around the area in high school football. Just got the Ottawa High School score 19, Spring Hill 19, Ottawa 14. That's over on 1220 and 103.7 FM. Feel free to throw that one on if you don't like halftime. If you come back after the halftime. Centralia 28, Jackson Heights 6, McPherson 7, Winfield 7. See who else is on here. Jayhawk Lynn 22, Central Heights nothing. We'll be back in Central Heights in a couple of weeks for the KOFO Game of the Week. Had a great time out there last week. I met an old friend, Merrick Brown, out there who was one of the spotters for that Vikings team. Always good to see former Braves. I had the pleasure of playing with him on the Ottawa University baseball team my first 2 years. Wicked smart guy and a great person and a good baseball player as well. See if we find any more scores for you from around here. Nothing from the first rounds. Nothing from the West Franklin game either that we've seen. Humboldt 24, Eureka 0. That was a first quarter score. But that all-important Ottawa game, as they look to make it back-to-back wins after having a great win last week against Eudora. Talked with Mr. Luke Queen about that. Was very excited for that results. I was very pleased that it didn't rain last week, as he was trying to find a spot in the press box. We emailed a couple of people over there, and Eudora just had the press box booked up. There was no spots. They were considering maybe putting him on the roof of the press box, or bringing his own tent with him. Did not see what happened on there, so we'll have to check in with him later to find out if he indeed sat on the roof and called the game. Lucky for him, no lightning in the area if he was out there. So, had to fight off some thunderbolts up there. You always don't want to make Zeus mad. All right, take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at the first half stats from both of these teams, as I've got a newfangled bit of scorekeeping application. We'll look back into the first half. You're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week here in Wellsville. Wellsville Eagles versus the Bishop Ward Cyclones. We return. You're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week here on KOFO.
Get to know your technicians at All Seasons Air Conditioning and Heating.
Hi, I'm Quidel Hunt. I'm an installer for All Seasons Air Conditioning and Heating.
Why is training so important in your line of work at All Seasons?
Training is important to make sure I'm doing everything properly, make sure I'm staying up to code, and just making sure I'm doing everything correctly and safely. I mean, I just think about it like it's my house. I want somebody that's going to come in there and take care of me like I would want to be taken care of.
Call All Seasons Air Conditioning and Heating and now Plumbing at 8888 Airman, or visit their new location at 233 West 23rd in South Ottawa, keeping you comfortable in all seasons.
When it comes to jewelry, the fit is important, not just on your finger, but on your wallet. Hi, this is Lindsay Sutton at Sutton's Jewelry in downtown Ottawa, where we work to fit your ring to fit your budget. Diamonds come in all shapes and sizes and price ranges. The last thing we want is for you to think you can't afford a beautiful new ring. Come see our selection at Sutton's Jewelry, 213 South Main, downtown, where there's no high-pressure sales. We just want to be sure the fit on your finger matches the fit on your finances. You've got it made at Sutton's Jewelry.
We're talking with parents and their students on move-in day at Ottawa University.
Angie Lawton, Covington, Louisiana.
What is it you like about your son attending Ottawa University?
I love the size of the school. Love that about him, so it's smaller so he can get used to it.
And you are?
Chase Lawton.
What made you decide to pursue your education at Ottawa University?
I really like the size as well. I wasn't really happy with going with a large campus. I kind of like how I could get to know everything way faster.
Ottawa University, preparing students for a life of significance. Find out more by visiting ottawa.edu.
Back here in Wellsville, Kansas, and the Gamblers of Wellsville High School. Welcome back to the KOFO Game of the Weekend. Blake Griffin here on KOFO, taking you into what has been a good game for Wellsville as they continue to look and improve on what has been a great season so far. I mentioned last season undefeated up into the playoffs. This season looking to be on pace. As we look back at their matchups, they have put up 35 or more points every game this season and haven't allowed more than 12 from the opposing team back on the first week of the season against Anderson County, where they gave up 12. Given up none so far. The defense has been staunch and stingy as we look at the Bishop Ward offensive statistics. 14 rushes for 19 yards, 51 passing yards for a total of just 70 offensive yards in total. Those 3 penalties for 15 yards going to come back to bite them, as well as they took them out of some 3rd and short situations, moved them back to 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, as the offensive line jumped a couple of times. The defensive line's done the same. 4 of 11 on 3rd down conversions, 7 first downs in total. Those 3 interceptions, no touchdowns just yet from anybody. Millerin has had a tough time. He's been overthrowing his receivers this evening, and it's shown in couple of his incompletions and a couple of his interceptions as the ones who Desmond went through and went right over his receiver's head and into the waiting arms of Winton. And then on the last one with Dwyer, went over his head and right into his arms. Did see some pushing and shoving out there, and sportsmanlike's called on both sides to end the half around the 18 to 20 second mark out there on the field. So that's something we got to pay attention to as we go forward into this next half. Both teams got to keep a lid on the tempers, especially if you're Wellsville, more especially if you're Bishop Ward, knowing that you're only 3 scores away from getting tied in this one. An offense that, again, we only have 1 game of stats listed for them in max preps, but a team that kind of struggled to move the ball in that game. We're unable to kind of find an identity. They've done about the same here today. You see the 14 rushes for 19 yards, just over 1 yard a carry is not going to get you really any success. But credit to this Wellsville defense. They've been all over the Cyclones. They've locked down the edges. They've come in from the edges and locked down Braden, who's tried to rush up the middle a couple of times. Braden, who is not a small guy up there. We look at his stats, 6'3", 235. You're getting to about Derrick Henry size and height and weight out there, who is probably one of the better running backs in the NFL. So Braden definitely with enough size and strength to probably get through this line. But when you get the gang tackles of red jerseys on red jerseys out there like we've seen, you're going to have a tough time running on anybody. They look offensively for the Eagles, 8 first downs, 9 rushes for 38 yards, 9 passes for 156 yards, all off the arm of Willie Dorsey. Mentioned 9 completions, 9 of 13 on the day for him, 2 touchdowns. 4 penalties for 45 yards. I haven't seen the penalties hurt the Eagles as much as Bishop Ward, though they do see themselves with quite a few more penalties. I'm not sure if that's just my input error or if that really is the case. Don't recall Wellsville with that many penalties. They did have the 15-yarder that really kind of moves the numbers up when they had the helmet-to-helmet contact. 2 of 3 on third down conversion. It's been a great conversion rate so far, but they haven't really been in the third down problems. They've moved it forward. On second down, they haven't really gotten into any third down opportunities, and when they have, they've only missed the one time. 0 for 1 on fourth down conversions, and that was down in the around the red zone or the 25-yard line on I believe it was their 4th drive of the first half. They were about 4th and 1-ish, if you wanted to call it 1. They rushed with Peyton Nodwell, and he was stood up by the Bishop Ward defensive line. Time of possession has been all for the Eagles as we a couple of those stats. We'll give you individual stats here for the Eagles. We mentioned Peyton Notwell, 5 rushes of 29 yards, hasn't found the end zone just yet. They haven't really been in a rushing opportunity for him to get into the end zone. We'll see if maybe they get down into that red zone area and allow their running backs to get a couple of touchdowns on the board. It's all been through the air on the arm of Willie Dorsey, who has surpassed the 1,000-yard total on the week, on the year. I believe he needed to get a little under 50 yards today to eclipse the 1,000-yard mark. He's across the 1,000-yard threshold here in game number 5. Threw for over 200 last week. Has had a really good season so far. Definitely going to be an all-states sort of competitor as we get down into the selection season. On the receiving end, he has thrown to Brody Lee 4 times, 121 yards, and both of those touchdowns. One of them over here on about the 35-yard line as Dorsey had to extend the play, rolled out to his right, threw it into some coverage in the end zone, and Brody Lee was able to come down with it. They have a real good connection out there. Brody Lee is, you've seen a couple of 10-yard comebacks, some curls from Brody Lee, and you see Dorsey snapping it off right before he's out of his break. So some good connection between those two. Calvin Dwyer, 1 reception for 15 yards. Desmond Winston, 1 reception for 12 yards. And Kenyon Gillens for 3 receptions for 8 yards on the day so far. In terms of defensive prowess, we talked about how good the defense has been. 3 interceptions, 1 from Desmond Winston, that went all the way to the house. He has a defensive touchdown of the day, 54-yard return on that one. Kenyon Gillens, a 7-yard return, and Brody Lee, immediately after he caught the touchdown, picked one off at about the 35-yard line the other way for the Eagles. The firework just went off. I swear to you, I jumped out of my seat for that one. I was not expecting that. We're going to take another break. When we come back, it'll be time for the second half. When we return, you're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week here on KOFO.
Why pay dealer prices to get your car serviced? The ASE certified technicians at Midwest Auto Center in Wellsville offer the same great service, and any applicable factory warranty remains in effect. Schedule an appointment online at midwest-autocenter.com or visit Midwest Auto Center on Facebook.
We have everything you need to keep your car running smoothly at Wellsville Tire and Auto. That way you can focus on cheering for the Eagles. Stop by 620 Main Street in Wellsville and we'll take care of the rest. Let's go, Eagles!
What do you do when you need your local KOFO news, weather, sports, and entertainment, but you're not in the car or near the radio? First of all, don't panic. We know you don't want to miss out, so we've created a solution. Connection established. Visit the all-new KOFO.com, and your problem is solved. Right there at the top of the page, you'll find the big red arrow that says Listen Live. Click it, and you'll enjoy all of the news, weather, sports, and entertainment with our KOFO live stream. Powered on all devices by your local Premier Heating and Cooling and now Plumbing Company. All seasons air conditioning and heating. The KOFO live stream brings you everything you hear on 1220 and 103.7 FM. And if you're not by the computer, you can ask Alexa to play KOFO or download the KOFO app on your phone. We're making it easy and convenient to take KOFO wherever you go. Anytime, anywhere. So if you can't listen on air, go online to stay caught up with everything you need. Just visit us now at the all-new KOFO.com.
Welcome back to Wellsville for some second half action. Both teams doing some high knees, doing some stretches before they take the field for this second half. 19-0 our score. Wellsville in control so far. We're waiting for this Bishop Ward offense to really put some offense together, just about the 70 yards of offense in total. And on the other ends, the Eagles have really been able to split apart this defense on a couple of occasions. 2 offensive touchdowns, 1 defensive touchdown. As we do actually find a score for West Franklin. It's not a pretty one, folks. If you're West Franklin fans, cover your ears. They're taking on Council Grove. Council Grove 34, West Franklin 0. Mentioned Central Heights also behind in their matchup against Jayhawk Lynn. That's 22-0. So Wellsville trying to represent for the teams in the area. Ottawa down 19-14 as Spring Hill controls that game with Ottawa on the road. An exciting weekend in general as we look at our KOFO schedule. We have Brad Howard live from the Chili Cook-Off early tomorrow morning. If you are up and at him, tune in. He'll be live at the Chili Cook-Off. I know we have a couple of KOFO employees out there trying to put their best chili forward. Will Mayo and I believe Audrey Littner and the main man, Jeff, Mr. Jeff Brewer. I believe they are all competing together. I hope they save some because I want to know how good that chili is. If you're going to enter a chili into a contest, into a competition, it's got to be some darn good chili. And hope they save a little for me so I can test it, and I'll be my own judge. We'll have Ottawa University football tomorrow as well. Bethany Swedes are in town as the Braves look for their second win of the year. Bob Johnson and I will have that. That's a 2:30 kickoff, 1:30 pregame as Bob will have a couple of coaches on Not sure which coach this week, probably Nick Davis, on for the pregame show tomorrow. That's a 1:30 pregame, 2:30 kickoff meet. And Bob will be on that one. That'll be at Advent Health Field if you want to come and check that one out. And then on Monday, the Primetime Grill Coaches Show. As Bob Johnson will have that one for you as well. We're ready to kick things off here. Both teams on the field. Bishop Ward left to right in your minds as they will kick off. Wellsville deferred the kickoff for the second half. As they get ready to rock and roll. Kickoff goes short. It is fielded all the way to the 45. Falling is Cole Douglas.
Yard line. Eagles first and 47.
So up to the 47 we go for Wellsville as they are already in some great field position. Dorsey on the option, flips it out wide. Troutman falling forward, flag comes flying out from the far side, gain of about, I'll say 2 for the time being. They got it up to just about the 48. See if the rush counts here. Well, it's going to go on the Eagles. Face mask called will be a 10-yard penalty. An offensive face mask is not something you see very often. Back to the 35 they go. Dorsey lets it fly, has a receiver near side. It's caught, fighting for some extra yards. Might have had first down yardage as he gets to the Bishop Ward 45. Kenyon Gillens across the field to the 45. Shy of the 44. Pass to Gillens. To just about the 45. On the 44 side of it. Dorsey in the backfield, flush out of the pocket, rolls to his right, has some grass in front of him if he wants to run, fires it on the sideline. It is caught by Brody Lee. Looked like the 30, the 31-yard line. So the very connected combo of Lee and Dorsey connect once again. Mentioned 121 yards in that first half, going to Brody Lee, down up to 135. First and 10 from the 31, 11:24 remaining, 19-0 Wellsville on top. They stack 2 receivers to the near side, none out to the far side, one in the backfield. Dorsey flipped the ball out to his running back. As falling forward is Peyton Otwell. Some whistles ring out for an injured player. Up to the 29. Second and 8 says trainer comes out. We'll see if this injured lineman is okay. We'll get you a number if necessary. But already in this second half, the Eagles a little more pep in their step offensively. Dorsey, a couple of big passes to start. Gillens and then to Lee. Mentioned no rushing touchdowns. We'll see if we get an opportunity to see Troutman or Otwell punch one in from real close, as get you a number on this down lineman who is up, and he's hobbling off the field but under his own power. Number 58, Vincent Carter, the 6', 240 senior from Bishop Ward. So with the rush of 2 up to the 29-yard line here in the third quarter, Blake Griffin here on KOFO in Wellsville. 19-0 Wellsville on top. 3 receivers stacked out to the right side. Ball middle of the fields. Brody Lee just guarded by the 1 DB on this near side. Let's see if Dorsey likes this matchup over here. He's face guarding him. He's looking left. Lee. Dorsey gets it off over the middle, not to Lee, but to Winton. Across the middle. Gets to, I'll say, the 6-yard line. So Winton taking advantage of the heat on Lee. Finds a little nook in the middle. An easy pitch and catch for Dorsey to Winton, who looks to have his second touchdown, has a defensive touchdown on a pick 6. Otwell in the backfield. They stack 3 receivers out wide. Winton, Gillens, and Blake Dwyer out there to the far side. Dorsey lets it fly over the middle. It's caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Desmond Winton. So a touchdown, third of the day for Willie Dorsey. Second official touchdown for Des Winton. He gets an offensive one, receiving this time. Mentioned the pick 6. 25-0. Matt Newhouse on to kick the extra points. I ran ads here with how many touchdowns this team's planning on scoring. 10:36. It takes a minute and a half as Newhouse's kick is, say, no good. Trying to find out what that. It is no good.
Third quarter, Wellsville 25.
So it's 25-0. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week. 25-0 Wellsville Eagles on top of the Bishop Ward Cyclones. So we return. You're listening here on KOFO.
Wellsville High School's staff and faculty, along with the administration of USD 289, are proud of their student athletes, not only for their accomplishments as they compete as Eagles, but in how they conduct themselves in the classroom and community. Good luck to the Eagles this season.
Since 1899, Gobbert State Service Bank has worked side by side with friends and neighbors to help shape the future of our community. The Gobbert State Service Bank offers a full range of banking services for every need. The Gobbert State Service Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Matt Newhouse will be on the kickoff. We'll see who's back for Bishop Ward. Looks like Denaro Jones, number 5. And trying to find out who else is back there. At number 2, Devontae Davis. Was that a 3, not a 12. Deshaun Holiday. They squinted the last couple of kicks. I guess they haven't won in the hands of Holiday or Jones. As they do this time, put it back. Jones will field it at the 15 and look to take it. Sits ripped down across the 25. So a return of about 6. Otwell in there to receive the tackle, pull him down. So up to the 22 of Bishop Ward. They'll take over for their first drive in the second half. Eagles went 5 plays, 65 yards to kick things off in just a couple of minutes. I mean, a minute and a half in game time. 10:30 remaining. And off up the middle, falling forward to the 26 Stephen Mills, and a flag on the play. Mills gets his first rush of the game. Still waiting to see where they've spotted it. Unsportsmanlike contact will go on Wellsville, so add that on. Let's see where they move this football to. Not moved anything just yet. Oh, they've already moved it up to the 40. Pardon me. So up to the 40 they go. Handoff again goes up the middle. But we've talked about it at the halftime break. Just so hard for this team to get across the line of scrimmage. And that rush is stood up. Rush for nothing. Second down and 10 as Wellsville will jump offside. So a 5-yard penalty, add that on. Eagles hopefully not about to fall apart here. Up to the 45 they go. 9:33 and counting with the play clock at 14. Two receivers down to the far side, one to the near side, two in the backfield with Millerin. Millerin wants the pass. It's caught. Shakes past one defender. Back there is Brody Lee, and as well as, I don't know who 60 is. The receiver is down in a heap. My goodness. Took a big hit from behind. Pass goes up to the 40 of Wellsville. They moved it across. I'll move out the trainer. Looks like they're looking at the left leg. But he shook past one. And when he got into the secondary, he was met with Brody Lee as saw tackle come screaming up from behind him. Took him down in a hurry. 25-0. 9-13 here in the third. Wellsville offense opened up the half with a minute-and-a-half drive. That's about 6 plays for all of 65 yards. Desmond Winton was able to punch it in off of the arm of Willie Dorsey. They are working out the left leg. I didn't see the number just yet of the receiver. Was trying to find his number when he caught it. He went behind a defender and then was taken down. So, believe looks like a number 5, which would be Denaro Jones. Him and Yarborough with a 5 and a 6 looks very similar. We won't make any assumptions just yet until he's up off the field. Cyclones offense starting to move the ball down the field. The Eagles defense giving up a couple of penalties back to back, and then Millerin starting to maybe get in the groove. It was number 5, Denaro Jones, who needs some help getting off the field. He's hobbling a little bit. The pass completes. 15-yard pitch and catch for Bishop Ward. We'll see how they respond coming back onto the field. Play clock has not started just yet as Bishop Ward takes the field. Hope that young man is okay. Denaro Jones, the senior for that Bishop Ward offense. All thoughts go to him right now. Single receiver either side, two in the backfields with Millerin. Set up, finally ready to go. We're kicking this thing back off. Play clock starts. Millerin back to pass. Has a receiver on the sideline. He wants him. Winton is there. Beautifully defended. Tips it down. Wanted Deshaun Holiday down the near sideline. It's incomplete. Winton already with one interception has shown his prowess out of that defensive back spot. Well good with his hands. With a receiving touchdown and a pick six on the day so far. They bring three receivers in the backfield, two, one to either side and one behind Millerin. Single receiver out to both sides. Big hit off of a tackle. Steve Mills is taken down. He was tackled and then got up and tried to run a little bit more. Only just got the one. So he thought he might have not touched the ground. He got up and then was retackled. But I'll mark him at the 39. 8:20 remaining here in the third quarter. 25-0. Wellsville on top, two in the backfield, two receivers to the near side. Ball in the middle of the field. Miller dropping back to pass. Flushed out to his left. Fires over the far sideline. It is caught by Ezekiel Hernandez. The Wellsville faithful calling for a flag. No laundry on the field. So caught up to Hernandez. Move it to the 21. 21 or an 18-yard pass play there from Millerin. As we mentioned, he's starting to find himself a groove. 8-minute mark here in the third. Down 4 scores. Millerin, play action. Plays it out into the flats. It's off the hands of Mills. Flag comes flying in. Wellsville fans in outrage. So a penalty, they motion one to Wellsville. And that might be the only one. It looks like he's not going to call another one. Okay, there we go. They calls something on Wellsville and then something on Bishop Ward. They're offsetting. Well, they're going to move Bishop Ward back. I'm confused. If it's offsetting penalties, okay, so there's an extra one on Bishop Ward. Trying to find out what's happened here. Did it null and void the... They're moving him all the way back to the 50. That's 30 yards to the penalties. So I'm going to assume unsportsmanlike twice. 2 personal fouls and move it back to the 50. I'm trying to add all this up and make sure that I got everything right. Yeah, the 35 is where the ball should be placed, and that's where it is. Okay, we're finally okay. I got the Wellsville coach up. Is that Coach Berg out there? He's trying to get an explanation from the official. He's not going to get one. 7:45 remaining, ball at the 35 after the 15-yard penalty. Miller ain't going to step back to pass. Hit as he's thrown. Ball hits the turf. And another bit of pushing and shoving. Down to the 40 as the flag comes flying in. Miller is livid. I think he's yelling at his teammates to calm down. They keep giving up personal fouls, as it looks like we're going to get a timeout here for Wellsville. We will return here in a second. 7:25 remaining. You're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week here on KOFO.
There's something for everyone at Primetime Grill. Burgers, salads, sandwiches, entrees, all the best tasting and delicious Kansas cuisine. Enjoy the full-service bar, exceptional service, one-of-a-kind atmosphere with so many screens you'll know why they say, when it's game time, it's prime time. Primetime Grill in South Ottawa, open 7 days a week. In addition to auto repairs and maintenance, Midwest Auto Center in Wellsville offers a wide variety of new tires in a full range of sizes and brands. And they offer computer balancing, tire rotation, and flat repairs. Schedule an appointment online at midwest-autocenter.com or visit Midwest Auto Center on Facebook.
We're all trying to find out, figure out what the heck happens. Millerin was hit as he threw. Believe Bishop Ward pick up the fumble. But again, I didn't have a good angle on Millerin to see if he was even coming forward. So whenever the head official calls it fumble or incomplete pass, they have the ball marked at the 40 or just to the right of the 40 at about the 39. Saw some pushing and shoving come out of the pile as a flag came flying in late. Millerin was livid, to say the least, yelling and screaming in the backfield at his teammates. As again, I just want to know what's been going on. They threw the flag. As the official tucks it back into his pockets. Okay, they're going to pick the ball up and move it, so they'll pick up the flag. Maybe it was offsetting. We didn't get a official motion from either officials. So with them picking it up, third down and long as Millerin steps back to pass, fires over the middle. Flag comes flying in from the middle official. Pass was incompleted, and a player is down for Bishop Ward, Raymond Gordon-Smith, one of the offensive linemen. This game has gotten out of hand in a hurry. You're seeing flags fly as the officials continue to get a hold on what has been going on in this game. It's been chippy both ways. Flags have gone both ways. Personal fouls, offsides, some unsportsmanlikes. Have to be careful if you're the officials. You don't need a fight. They're moving it forward 15 yards, it looks like, from the 40 to the 25. So it looks like we're going to see a personal foul on Wellsville. Not sure who they're calling it on. Coach Berg heads out there to get a explanation from two officials in the middle of the field. I'll take this time to maybe look around, see if we have any other halftime scores from a shout out to Scores in Kansas. If you don't follow them for scores, you should start. They have been a big reason as to why I have so many scores at this halftime breaks. And both teams have taken the field, so we'll put the phone back away. So third down at, Wellsville's going to pull their team back to the sideline. 7:18 to play here in the third quarter. 25-0 Wellsville on top of Bishop Ward. If you're just joining us, we've got some chippiness back and forth. We've seen personal fouls go both ways over the last 2 or 3 plays, as it looks like Coach Berg has brought his players into the sideline to let them know that they need to just kind of stay within themselves here, stay within their own teammates, and not give up any more of those dumb personal fouls. They're ahead by 3 scores, but when you start adding in some penalties in Bishop Ward's favor and giving them easier chances to put balls into the end zone, you can really see a lead evaporate. All right, we're back to official running play. Single back in the backfield, 3rd down and long for Millerin. Millerin going to back up to pass. He's flushed up into the pocket. Pass is completed. Flag comes flying out on the far side. Over here is Hernandez. Ezekiel Hernandez is taken down to the 10. We'll see what the flag is. They are still congregating back at the 25. Would have been a 15-yard play. So it's going to go on Wellsville. Okay, offsetting the penalties. This official is taking his time to do both of them. So I believe you just replay the down with offsetting penalties here. You should just replay it. It should be 3rd and 15 from the 25. We have been here far longer than we probably should. If it's an offsetting penalty, it should just be a replay down. If there's an extra one on Wellsville, which it looks like it might be, I'm confused, and man, I'm missing the referee mics. Tomorrow we'll have the official mics. They're mic'd up at OU. It provides a lot of explanation that we get up here in the booth. Coach Berg is getting a very lengthy explanation, one that he seems to not like much over there on the sideline. But we're not going to know any of it. They're facing the other way. I can't even read lips if I wanted to. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really know how to pick them here, folks. No shorts of excitements. Anytime we all right, so it up to the 9 is what they're going to give it. After the pass play, I believe they're just going to give it to the end of that. That's when I'm going to mark it down as a pitch and catch to the 19 to Ezekiel Hernandez. One single back, two receivers either side. They put one in motion. That's Holiday. Millerin drops back to pass. Up to the line of scrimmage. Flag comes in as Millerin's taken to the grounds. With a flag coming in on the offensive line, you'd think holding, but with how weird this game is, it is going to be holding. So there has just been flags galore. So back 10 yards to the 19. Then passengers for the last couple of minutes. Thank you so much. I've been trying to be as entertaining as I can as I try to figure out what's going on the field. 6:20 remaining here in the third quarter. 25-0 Wellsville on top. Miller and two receivers out to the near side, one to the far side. He drops back to pass. Wants the end zone. It's tipped up and out of the hands. Two Eagles wanted the interception, and neither of them end up with it as it falls barren to the grass. How are we at second down? That was second down, correct? It should be third. I guess we didn't get first down, but there is a player on the field who is down. So I try to just simply figure out and fully grasp what has been happening over the last couple of minutes here. 6:08 to play here in the third quarter. We've been in the third quarter for what seems like an eternity. Started with a Wellsville touchdown. They drove down the field, 65-yard touchdown. And this has been the second drive of the quarter as we get down to a 6-minute mark. We'll give you a number on the player. He's limping off the field, a little bit of help from the trainer. I believe that's number 68 is Trig Smith. Hope that young man's okay. Trig Smith, the junior, has done a lot of the defensive line work. Back onto the field, Bishop Ward, both teams. Second down, and goal from the 19. Two receivers to the far side. Miller in. Drops back to pass, looking towards the end zone. It's up, and it's picked off on the goal line. Calvin Dwyer, that's his second interception of the ball game as it's looking at the spot of the 2-yard line. That is where the Eagles take over the fourth interception from the defense. So Wellsville will take over their own 2. I hand the ball off out the middle. Overton with the carry. Gain of 6. Took it down and 4. They put a receiver in motion. That's Winton. Gets hit and falls down. So up to the 11-yard line. Down to third down and 1. After the rush from Winton. They go 2 receivers out to the far side. Leading into the 12 for the first down. They let it out over the middle. Desmond Winton has His receiver, his defender's beaten. Across the 50, cuts back towards midfield. Shakes off one, shakes off another. He's taken down at the 25. Dorsey and Winton connect again. Another long pitch and catch for the Eagles back into Cyclones territory.
Yards on the pass play. First and 10 from 25.
First and 10 from the 25. Eagles will send the offense back out there. They take their time. Three receivers to the near side. Dorsey with, I believe, Ottman in the backfields. And Brody Lee out to the far side. They start the clock. 4:15 remaining here in the third. Dorsey wants it quick, has Lee, jukes past one, diving for the first down marker. We'll see who they get him as he's out of bounds. So 2nd and 1. They get it up to, started to the 16, and they'll right to the 7. It looks like. Oh no, pardon me, to the 16. The 25 to the 16. Getting 1 yard for the first down. Winton, or Dorsey going to pitch it out. Thought it was Winton. It's Ottman who will lose yards. So a third down goes awry. They get it back to the 20. See if they bring out the kick unit here. It is 4th down and manageable. Or 3rd down and manageable, pardon me. I knew it was 3rd down. You get the whole kerfuffle with all the officials out there, you start to lose your minds. So you try to figure out what the heck happened out there. They rush themselves to the line. One receiver in the backfields. They put one in motion. Dorsey out to his right. Firing over the middle. It's deflected down. Like Keelan Overton over the middle. 4th and 5 on the incompletion. 0 for 1 on 4th down conversions tonight are the Eagles. See Newhouse kicking at the net. So, yeah, going to keep the offense out on the field. Going out to the far side, Winton and Dwyer. On this near side, Gillens and Lee. One in the backfield for Dorsey. That's over. Otwell towards the end zone, floating it over the top back shoulder, and a flag comes in. Winton, the intended receiver. And if I'm not going to make any assumptions. I made assumptions all over tonight in terms of what these officials have tried to be thinking. And I've been wrong numerous times. So not pass interference, but holding. So a 10-yard penalty instead of 15. Up to the 10 on the holding call. So first down. Another red zone opportunity for the Eagles. The red zone Raiders in the red. 3:05 remaining here. Twin receivers either side. Lee and Gillens to this near side with Otwell in the backfields. They hand it off. Actually, Troutman on the end of rounds. Lays it off to Winton and into the end zone. They go to the end around, hand it off to Ottman. Ottman hands it off to Winton. Winton, an easy walk into the end zone for his second touchdown offensively. He has a pick six as well. As there is a flag on the play. We'll hold our horses here for a second. Everybody's walking back. They move it back just 5. Hold on. So, I'm confused. He motioned holding both ways, but they move it back to the 15. I'm severely under. We'll take that last one off the board. We'll remove the last play. It will be first down and goal at the 15. Dorsey, flush out of the pocket, escapes a couple, fires it over the middle. It's incomplete. My goodness. How is he able to? All right, hold on. Let me figure out what the heck just happens after Dorsey got out of the pocket there. So penalty moves them to, there we go. All right, we're good to go finally. Second down, Dorsey lets it fly. Gillens fighting for the end zone is brought down. Another foul. We'll find out what the heck's happening here. Another flag goes flying in. So we've seen laundry all over the field. Just trying to figure out what the heck's been going on. And trying to catch up all the way through. We have a player down on the field on the far side. They're going to bring the trainer on. I'm going to take a break here and try to figure out what just happened in the last play because they haven't moved the marker and I haven't seen an official make a call. 2:16 remaining here in the third quarter. 25-0 Wellsville on top. We'll be right back. You're listening to Eagles football here on KOFO and the KOFO Game of the Week.
At a time of loss, you're already dealing with grief. The cost of a funeral service shouldn't add to it. This is Eric Price, funeral director and owner of Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Homes, providing affordable services for everyone. Find out more by visiting lamb-roberts.com.
Whether you're tackling an opponent on the field or tackling a weekend project at home, injuries happen. When they do, you'll be glad Advent Health Ottawa's emergency department and board-certified staff is there to help get you back in the game. At Advent Health Ottawa, nothing is more important than you. Visit adventhealthottawa.com.
As we get a zebra convention, as Mr. Bob Johnson likes to call it, 3 zebras converging in the middle of the field, having a convention, a zebra convention, as they try to figure out what is going on. The Cyclone player on the far side is up and walking off. He is under his own power. Again, I hope he's okay. We've seen many injuries here this evening. Looks like they're going to count the pass to Gillens. Down to the 2.
Second goal, Eagles from the 2-yard line.
So 2:16 remaining. Second and goal from the 2. Dorsey with Ottman in the backfield, or as that Troutman Number 25, it is Troutman, number 25. He gets the handoff and an easy walk into the end zone for a touchdown. 31-0, barring the PAT here. As Wellsville tacks another one on. This time a rushing touchdown. We mentioned, talked about that. We would have liked to see some running backs get pushed into the end zone here in the second half, and we get our first one of the evening. 31-0, 2:04 remaining. We'll bring on Matt Newhouse to send home the PAT. Has missed one earlier. Probably such a lopsided score. Two two-point conversions missed and a PAT miss. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So he converts the second PAT of the day. Did a flag come out? Somebody's mad about something. We're going to take a break here after the touchdown. 32-0, 2:04 remaining here in the third quarter. You're listening to a KOFO Game of the Week here on KOFO.
This is Walt Dangle of Dangle & Son Mortuary. Our desire is to provide the very best in funeral service. Our commitment has helped us reach that goal. We will always strive to reach higher. This is Dangle & Son Mortuary, setting the standard for funeral service.
Why pay dealer prices to get your car serviced? The ASE-certified technicians at Midwest Auto Center in Wellsville offer the same great service, and any applicable factory warranty remains in effect. Schedule an appointment online at midwest-autocenter.com or visit Midwest Auto Center on Facebook. We know you listen to KOFO in the car, but how easy is it to listen to KOFO around the house?
Alexa, play KOFO.
Welcome to KOFO.
Pretty easy. 1220 AM, 103.7 FM. Streaming live at KOFO.com or through your smart speaker.
Thanks, Alexa.
You're so welcome.
KOFO.
Back here in Wellsville, Kansas, on the campus of Wellsville High School. 2:04 remaining here in this long and winding third quarter. This place is rocking as Matt Newhouse is going to send this left-footed kick down the field. With Wellsville up 32-0, the kick is down the field. It's a good one, ranging back towards the 5. It's muffed. Dancing around, trying to get any positive yardage as looks like Bishop Ward going to be shy of the 15. We'll give him the 15. Bishop Ward will take over first and 10 of the 15, under 2 remaining here in this third quarter. Hopefully we get a speedier fourth, as it has been. I didn't think I was going to need to start a stopwatch for this third quarter, but my goodness, it has been very, very long. They send single receivers to the either side, hand off up the middle, into the secondary, and down. Positive gain. Mills across the 25, or the 20 to the 21. Second and 3. From the 21. Miller in, gonna hand it off. Mills in some open space across the 30, around the 35. Ball came loose, but I believe they blew the play dead before. Up to the 33. On the rush from Mills. Mills, who is starting to get some legs into this game. We saw Miller start to come into his own in that last drive before he threw that interception. A 98-yard drive on the other side has put the Cyclones behind the 8 ball, down 32-0. Single receiver the other side, 3 in the backfield. Miller going to pitch it out to Mills in the backfields. Mills trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll be taken down short. Or they might give him, he fell forward, but I don't think he got any gain there. Official PA has him at no gain. We'll say the same. 25 seconds left in the quarter. Exactly the same time between the play and the game clock. 14 seconds apiece here. Miller going to drop back to pass. Wants it to the near side. Trying to make a one-handed grab. It was Devontae Davis. Miller again overshooting his receiver. Will fall to the grass. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10 with 6 seconds in this third quarter. Making some changes defensively is Wellsville. They'll bring in Jake Martin, the sophomore, off of the bench. Looks like he's going to play middle linebacker. 10 seconds on the play clock. 3 in the backfields. Miller handed it off up the middle. Fighting and falling backwards is Mills. They'll give him no gain on the forward progress. 4th down when we return. 32-0 Wellsville on top of Bishop Ward. We'll be right back with more KOFO Game of the Week action. You're listening to the Eagles versus the Cyclones. Wellsville versus Bishop Ward here on KOFO.
Looking for a better rate of return on your savings? Arvest Bank is ready to help with great rates on certificates of deposit. You can earn 4.91% APY on a 7-month CD or 5.15% APY on a 14-month CD with a minimum deposit of just $1,000. And it's easy to get started. Stop by any one of Arvest's over 200 branch locations to open your account. Other rates and terms are available. Arvest Bank, member FDIC.
Fourth quarter of action as both teams will come back on to the fields. Wellsville looking to get their offense back on the field. Willie Dorsey, 305 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 16 of 21. And receiving, Desmond Winston over 100 yards with 105. Brody Lee with 144. On the other side, Aiden Millerin has eclipsed the 100-yard mark. He's at 100 yards exactly in terms of passing. 2 receivers to the far side. Millerin drops back to pass. Fires over the middle. Winton beautifully breaks up the pass across the middle. Intended receiver Devontae Davis. And a turnover on downs. As it was 4-down territory there. As you started the fourth quarter, you're down 5 scores-ish. You know, you got to start getting something going. We talked about it in the pregame and the start of the first quarter. This Wellsville team has not scored less than 35 points all season. They sit at 32 currently and arguably should have 35 as they go empty backfield. Willie Dorsey, or actually under center, pardon me, didn't even see him. Under center with one of the backfields. They'll hand it off. Ottman can't handle the handoff. Ball on the grass. We'll see who has recovered. It will be the Eagles. Wellsville will lose 2 yards. Second down and 12. From the 37, 11-20 remaining here in this third quarter. Dorsey under center. Looks like they're going to go lots of run game down the line here. End around. Dorsey going to fake 2 handoffs. Fire it deep down the field. Gillens is down there. Actually, Brody Lee is down there. Pitches it at the goal line and into the end zone. Two defenders in the area. Didn't matter. Brody Lee, his third touchdown catch of the game. Add more yards to Brody Lee's day. Had 144 yards receiving before that catch. We'll calculate it up here in just a second, but a 37-yard dot from Willie Dorsey. 38-0. Up to 181 yards receiving. Gonna have a hard time picking a player of the game. Willie Dorsey, 342 yards passing, will get it. But Brody Lee with an interception and 3 touchdowns. As the kick is up and good for Matt Newhouse. 39-0. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to the Wellsville Eagles on the KOFO Game of the Week.
Are you a know-it-all, a smarty pants?
Oh, a wise guy, huh?
And just want the opportunity to show off all that knowledge?
You'll get your chance, smart guy.
Well, we're giving you that chance with KOFO and Primetime Grill Trivia Night every first and third Wednesday of the month. Only at Primetime Grill. We start at 7 o'clock with questions, music, and visual clues for you and your team to answer.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Enjoy all your favorites from the Primetime Grill menu and bar on Trivia Night every first and third Wednesday. It's free, and you could win prizes from Primetime Grill and KOFO.
Welcome in. If you have just joining us from the completed OHS game, thank you so much for tuning in. Wellsville High School beating the Bishop Ward 39-0 with 9:14 remaining. We've got a running clock here in Wellsville. You just missed out on a 37-yard bomb from Willie Dorsey. Willie Dorsey with 342 yards passing through the air has completed 7 passes to Brody Lee for 181 yards, 1 touchdown. Desmond Winston, 4 receptions for 105 yards, 1 touchdown. Desmond Winston also with a pick 6, a 57-yard pick 6 on the defensive side, and Brody Lee also with interception on the defensive side. It has been a walloping from this Eagles team. Looks like a couple of penalties are going to move the ball up to the Bishop Ward 45. As they'll kick it off. The clock is running, so it's all on their own time here. The Wellsville fans a little bit antsy here. They want to see this Wellsville game keep rolling. Matt Newhouse on to kick. Simply just going to send this one right through the uprights like he did with the PAT a second ago. Sends it up towards the end zone. They're going to call it touchback. Looked like they wanted to return it. It was Micah Neely back there for Bishop Ward. Thought he might have wanted to return it, but it will go back for a touchback. So Bishop Ward will take over at their own 20. Mentioned Millerin has just touched the 100-yard mark on receiving, 12 of 25. Aiden Millerin for Bishop Ward. Ezekiel Hernandez, 3 receptions for 41 yards. And Javion Braden leading the way for rushing with 25 yards and 11 rushes for Bishop Ward. Defensively for the Eagles, they forced 4 turnovers. All interceptions, Winston, Dwyer, Gillens, and Lee, as Bishop Ward will hand this one off. Mills, tackled by Ozzie Bauer, who gets a rousing ovation. Mills up to the 21 of Bishop Ward for a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Looked like they put out the offense on the last drive just to add the 1 more touchdown for Dorsey. Not sure if we'll see the starters come in after this. 3 in the backfield for Bishop Ward. Handoff is kept by Millerin. Millerin up to the 24. Balls forward. And welcome in if you're listening to us on 1220, 103.7 or KOFO.com, or if you've been listening to us the entire time, over on the KOFO Facebook page and the KOFO YouTube page. We thank you so much for your support. It's been a fun one here. If you got to witness this entire game, or if you're just tuning in now, I'm assuming we're going to see some more highlights down with 5:40 remaining. Miller in, drops back, wants Mills out on the flat on the running back screen. Mills out into the open field, is pushed out of bounds to the 35. First down yardage for Bishop Ward. Markets, let's say 34. As Miller again continues to add on to his tally. Eagles defense has read him like a book for the majority of this ball game, as he has really been all of their offense. Pitch out to Mills. He's in the open field. Tries to stiff arm an Eagle, but it's brought down. Matt Newhouse not only kicks footballs, brings down tacklers up to the 40. Gain of 6 on the rush. Had a lot of success the last couple of plays with Mills. Mills, who came in about halfway through. They haven't seen Javion Braden, who was injured a little bit earlier, as Mills finds a hole through the offensive line up to the 45, and first down yardage again. He's offensive lineman down on the field. He's slow to get up, and he is helped up. And Braden, who mentioned led this team in rushing for the Cyclones, the Bishop Ward Cyclones, had a left leg injury at about the end of the second quarter. But a big guy. It's a tough loss to have. This defense hasn't really cared who's run the football, as handoff bounced out to the far side across the 40 and just shy of the 35. Keelan Overton on the rush. And the number 9 across Wellsville territory, the 50, all the way to the 35. Almost 20-yard carry there from Overton. As they go back to the handoff once again, in the open field, Mills into the secondary, across the 25, fighting for the 20, and it's just shy. 2:40 remaining. Running clock here in Wellsville, as Bishop Ward running out of time. Wellsville looking like they're going to run away with their 5th win in a row. Mentioned they have not scored less than 35 points all season. 35 was the lowest mark they've scored. We're at 39-0. Couple of shutouts put up by the defense. We'll see if they can keep it that way as they take down to 2 minutes. Miller in, going to hand it off in the backfield. Shaking around. Gang tackle brought down in a heap. Brashear Crockett, who is wearing the wrong number. Crockett, who they have listed as a offensive lineman. We'll mark him down for the rush. With a loss of yardage back to the 30, a loss of 9. This Wellsville defense has been stingy all day long. Can't remember any time this Bishop Ward offense has been in the red zone. Running clock 125, they hand it off Overton. I'll mark him at the 24, 23-yard line as we continue our fast-paced fourth quarter as we got to the running clock. We're under a minute here. Wellsville trying to wrap this up. Keep the shutouts and the clean sheet all the way around. 45 seconds to play. Three in the backfield, single receiver either side. Ball in the middle of the fields. Hand it off. It's kept by Millerin. Millerin taken down just shy the 15 at the 16-yard line. It'll be Reese on the tackle. $20 seconds remaining. The Wellsville faithful up and cheering. The cowbells rolling. It's party time here in Wellsville. 5-0 for the Eagles. As Bishop Ward will walk off the fields as the time ticks off the clock. The Eagles will take it 39-0 in emphatic fashion. We'll be back here in Wellsville next week. We'll send it to break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. We'll give you the stat leaders before we pack it up and give it away. You're listening to the KOFO Game of the Week here in Wellsville versus the Bishop Ward Cyclones here on 1220 103.7 FM KOFO, KOFO.com, and the KOFO Facebook page.
Have you ever thought about why listening to the radio is better for you than spending all your time staring at your phone? We are hands-free, so in the car, you can keep your eyes on the road, where they should be. We don't need your personal information, so you don't have to worry about spam from us. And all you have to do is listen, not waste your time scrolling through an endless sea of recipes, memes, and cat videos. Radio, the original social media, and your source for information and entertainment at 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
A message from Cover Kansas. Don't lose Medicaid coverage in 2023. CanCare members need to update and verify their contact information. If your address with CanCare is not up to date, you could lose Medicaid or CHIP coverage this year. Go to cancare.ks.gov and click the red chat icon to update or verify your info today. Sponsored by Community Care Network of Kansas and aired in cooperation with the Kansas Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Welcome back into KOFO. If you're listening to us back on your drive home from the Ottawa High School game after they just finished up with Spring Hill, thank you so much for joining us. If you just got that last fourth quarter, you missed out on a flashy game for this Wellsville team. A little slow to start. They fumbled the ball on their first drive, but after that really found their groove, scoring one touchdown in the first with a big interception as well. A touchdown in the second quarter, scored every one, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth for 39 points in total. Your stats leaders for the Wellsville Eagles passing was all Willie Dorsey. 7 of 22 passing, 342 yards, 4 touchdowns. I know I'm a little bit happy for this one, as I know I'm going to have something to give Derek Chappell this week for Player of the Week this week. Receiving, Brody Lee led the way, 7 receptions for 181 yards, 3 touchdowns. Desmond Winston, 4 receptions for 105 yards, 1 touchdown. Kenyon Gillens, 5 receptions for 41 yards, and Calvin Dwyer, 1 reception for 15 yards. Rushing the football, Peyton Otwell, 7 rushes for 72 yards. Desmond Winston with 3 rushes for 9 yards. Jace Troutman, 4 rushes for 5 yards and a touchdown, and 4 yards accredited to nobody overall. Defensively for the Eagles, 4 interceptions. Desmond Winston with a pick six, a 54-yard return. He adds another touchdown to his total. Could have had one rushing, but had one taken off the board via a penalty. Calvin Dwyer with an interception, 17-yard return. Kenyon Gillens adds to his day with an interception, and Brody Lee, who had 3 touchdown receptions on the other side. I believe it was about 3 plays later after he caught the first touchdown, picked one off at about the 35-yard line on the far side of the field for the interception, give the offense the ball back. This pairing of Brody Lee and Willie Dorsey, we'll see if it continues, but it was lights out today. Not to forget Desmond Winston, 100-plus yards receiving the football as well. It's been a blast. We'll be back out here next week. I am pretty sure for the KOFO Game of the Week. We'll be on the KOFO Facebook page. We'll be on the KOFO YouTube. If you can't find us, go to either of those places for the Game of the Week. If you want to listen in, if you're a Wellsville fan, or if you just like to listen to watch good football, KOFO Game of the Week has got a lot of good options. We have not seen a home team loss. We've only seen one home team loss on the season for KOFO's Game of the Week. But as we wrap things up, thank you so much for joining us, whether you joined us midway through the fourth, or if you stayed through us all the way through, or if you joined us somewhere in between. Thank you so much. We appreciate your viewership, your listening ears on this lovely Friday night. That'll wrap things up. 39-0. Wellsville moves to 5-0. You've been listening to the KOFO Game of the Week here on KOFO.
We hope you enjoyed our Game of the Week coverage on KOFO.com. Brought to you by CarStar, Quality Structures, Kansas State Bank, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, Nuco Concrete, and by Beanie's Body Shop and Repair, Impact Wealth Planners, Ottawa Veterinary Hospital, Sutton's Jewelry, also by Ottawa University, Arvest Bank, Advent Health Ottawa, Dingle & Son Mortuary, and by Midwest Auto Center, Blends and Trends, Goppert State Service Bank, Primetime Grill, and All Seasons Air Conditioning and Heating. For more information about our next Game of the Week football broadcast, visit the KOFO Sports page at KOFO.com. This has been an exclusive presentation from your sports source for East Central Kansas, KOFO.